Hello, the game has started. It's my opponent to go first. I've got a non-bingo rack, unbalanced, only one vowel, but I've got a good scoring tile in the Z. Blight takes SEA in front to make C Blight. Now, what can I do here? I certainly want to sort out my consonants, and I'm looking at the Z as a source of score. So, I've got Ritz here, which sorts out the duplicate R, plays off only consonants, rack leave is okay. Ritz does take an F in front, but this is 33 points. So is there anything better? Not sure there is, or nothing that I can see. Z can go in front of E, but I'm just not seeing anything better than Ritz. I am going with this. Wow, more consonants. So glad I hung on to the A. Does opponent have the F? I have graph on my rack with DT. Oh, and he does. Okay, fair enough. So what to do here? Where can I score? So I have harp in row E. Let me see what that looks like. Keeps the board open, doesn't give too much away. Opens a lane in row D, which I'd like since I trail. I don't like retaining D and G. So, is there something better? Blight takes an S after it. What about getting value from the Z? Not seeing anything there. What about a play down column 8 onto this O? And it could end O something E. Wow, if that had been an I would have had a graphite. And if the E wasn't there, I'd have hard top. No, so I don't like harp, but I've not seen anything better. Harp for 27. Well, some vowels, the least bingo-y. A and D are the bingo-y vowels, but it is a balanced track in terms of vowels and consonants, and I have a scoring tile in the K, and I only trail by 2. Quite a few tiles go in front of HO. K is not one of them. Oh wow, fantastic bingo by opponent, 82 points. I think he was going to bingo with that rack regardless of where I played. So what can I do? Toho is good, but tab only takes an S in front. I've got AUK and OP, keeping D and G. Dauk and Gauk are both good. Do either of those play in a better spot? Well, Dauk plays under the E for a much lower score. I can't, or I'm struggling to see how I can play my U in a parallel play to earshot. It certainly doesn't go below any of the tiles. It does go above S and U. But Coho not good. What about a play through the E? No. So this is what I'm thinking of. AUK for 18. Not a terrible score. Just not particularly fantastic. Can I do any better? The vowels and consonants in earshot, 2 vowels followed by 2 consonants, restrict my ability for a parallel play. And although the K is a nice scoring tile, it's not a bingo-y one, so I do wish to get rid of it. D and G are both bingo-y, they're just not great together because the ing ending clashes with the ed ending. So is Auk the play? I feel that there is a better one on this board. Taboo is good. Ohone is good. I don't have an N. Kudo is good. No, not seeing anywhere for any of those. What about a play down from the B? Not seeing a 5-letter play which sorts the rack out. I'm going with this. Okay, so I have re-gifted from an R. No R available. I have fidgeted through a D. No D's available. This is a slightly more promising rack. I've still got a scoring tile in the F, and I should be able to leave a pretty decent rack leave. Still one blank to come. So I've got gifted and giftee on my rack. So I could play, still quite a few E's to come. I could play giftee in row C. That's not bad, creating 2 new lanes. But is there something better? I think Fidge is probably better in row E. 28 points, still fairly miserly. I don't have a vowel for going in front of the K, which would be an O. What about, I don't think this is good at all, but be gifted. Just doesn't sound right, but it's void challenge, so let me check. And it's good. Good grief. Okay, so I have a bingo at the moment in column 4. Is opponent going to block that? Surely if he has an O, he'll be drawn to row C. Gosh, be gifted. So, what if that bingo is blocked? What is the play? Well, I really don't have anything parallel to Auk. What about through the K? Well, possibly fiked. That's not bad. Nothing goes in front of earshot. Opponent taking a while with this play. Has he drawn the second blank? What was his last play? Oh, well, a bingo, so he's got 7 random tiles. That could be anything. And if opponent doesn't have an O, he may be attracted to a column 13 play through the K. That boosts his score by 10 points, getting the K doubled. And the double word square above the E is also handy. Fantastic. Opponent does play in column 13. Doesn't provide anything better than be gifted. So here we go. 84 points, and I trail by 2. Not a bingo rack, but one of the big tiles in the J, and the O goes well with the J. So surely I'm going to have options here. But can I find the best one? I have Jow in row C. I do want to get rid of the W or the Y with the J. I'm not sure I can get rid of both. But as a general rule of thumb, if you've got multiple high-scoring tiles, you want to play all of them or leave just one. That maximises your chance of bingoing in the following turn. So, not seen anything other than Jow and Joy in row C. What about a row B play? Nothing there. I have Joy in column 14, but I don't want to stick a J next to a triple word square, since JA and JO are both good. Mackie takes nothing in front. So, what about a round to be gifted? The D, not a great tile, with the J. And I'm not seeing anything which gets tripled. And And my J can't, well, I was going to say can't go to the left of the vowels and be gifted, but opponent's obstructed that. Has he provided anything? Jut is good. Interesting. So what I could do is this. Let me put this back. I think joy might be better than Jow, because down is a word and a component part of bingos. I am creating a hot 2-letter spot, which I can currently benefit from WO. Joy is also obstructing the 9 timer in row O. And if I play Joe or Joy, well, so that's 36. I was thinking about playing it in row C starting in the first column, but what if I start one along? $35, that's one less. Yeah, and this is just a better play. So is this the play? Is there anywhere good I've overlooked? I don't think so. Muir only takes an S. Yeah, I am going with this. And I have duplicates. However, not a terrible rack, it's balanced. And the W is a good scoring tile, and NAW would sort out all the duplicates. No 2-letter J plays, so no 2-letter J plays with the J in second place, so a parallel play can't be played in row B. So column 14, a possibility for NAW. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not great either. I have a down in column 2, which is quite nice. I don't particularly want to hang on to the O. But AMI, def, and out are all good. And, well, there are tiles which go in front of A, K, and R, and C. And still 2 Cs to come. But that's not a massively hot front hook to provide. So could there be a bingo with this rack? I don't think so. YA takes an R in front and a P, so there is a lane in row B. I'm quite happy with this board in terms of its openness. Mackie has created a lane in column 14. And I do currently lead, although opponent on turn, so that's likely to be short-lived. I was just wondering about row O, and opponent burns an S to get only 24 points. Fantastic. And the down spot remains available. Let me see what this scores. 33 points, always good to get over 30. AN, not a bad rack leave. Yeah, and opponent's created a new lane in row N, and I'm turning over tiles with a blank to come and more than half the bag empty. The only terrible thing about this play would be if I'm missing a bingo, but, well, I haven't seen it. I'm going with this. Not great. Not great. Through an O, I would have non-valid. No O's. No E's. No front hooks for AMI. And I lead by just 19 points. Wow, nice play by opponent, 39 points. So, is Van Man good? I don't think it is at all. And I don't even have the tiles for it, so let me completely disregard that. Nothing goes in front of AMI here. Uta takes, I think it takes a C in front. But now my rack, I need to get rid of the V, or I'd like to get rid of it, and sort out the duplicate ends. And turn over tiles. So I can do that. I can play... Oh, wow. No. Yes, I can. Just can't count my squares. Alvine for 21. Let me count the remaining vowels. 18 out of 39, so fractionally vowel dry. But it's good to retain more consonants than vowels, which this rack leave does. Yeah, and I think I was going to struggle to score more than 20 points with this rack. Unless there was a V play through the M and, well, Van Man was all I saw. I'm going with this. Well, just the O's and the W. So I don't see a 7 here. I don't see an 8. I've got the down prefix and suffix with rot. Wow, just 1 point between us. This is a close game. So I have worm as an ending. Oh, wow, opponent bingos doesn't burn the blank. So is now a massive favourite. What can I do? Just 20 tiles to come. So what I can do, I do need to play off the O and the W. The W because it's non-bingo-y, the O because it's a duplicate. Dow, 27's a decent score. I wince because I'm gifting a fairly easy column 15 response. So is there something better? I think there is. What about playing wood here? 42 points, and NRT is pretty handy. Goes very well with vowels. I've only got to draw an A and an E, and I'll be jolly close to a bingo. So I am going with this. Well, I do draw an A and an E, but this wretched Q means I don't have a bingo. I do have Trank on my rack, which plays in column 14 and row I, but for a lowly score in both spots. Where are how many U's? 3 have been played. Auk, reusing, and outer, so no U's are available. Any I's for Chi? I don't think so. I do have cat on my rack, but that retains duplicate N with the 1 to come. Wow, and I only trail by 27. If I was able to bingo this turn, it would put me in contention. Now, opponent's taken out one of my Trank spots, scores 20 points. Through an I would have Kintar. Should I change? Change QN, keeping Anta. Tempting. Or, 2 I's to come, I have this. 34 points. Wow. 34 points is half a bingo. Am I really going to turn that down? Is it the right thing to turn it down? If opponent's got an I, he's just going to slap back 40 points, and there are 2 I's to come. There's a blank to come. I don't think that is best. Yeah, I am minded to change, unless there's a good Q spot, but is there? Lit is good, but Trank doesn't quite fit. The Trank spot in column 14 is just, well, it's just not scoring very much, and it's offering good scoring spots for opponent. Have I overlooked any Euless Q words? I don't think so. So I'm going to change, and I'm going to change the N and the Q. Okay, so I have Otarine, which plays in column 14. And that remains available. It's not going to give me the game, but it's going to bring me absolutely level with opponent. But is there a better bingo? And Otarine has the anagram of notaire. Do I have anything with the V? Pi takes E and A. Gosh, not seeing a V play. What about the I? No. How about the N? No. So what have I overlooked? OP. OP with this rack. Not seeing anything beginning OP. Yeah, an OP in second and third place doesn't look promising. So I have notaire, I have Otarine. Otarine is best because it puts a consonant next to the triple word square. But this is a critical point because if there is a better bingo, I could be shipping a lot of points and I could be losing a game which I would otherwise win. Yeah, I'm not seeing anywhere better. So here we go, Otarine for 63. And I draw the blank and the X. I don't have the Q. And I don't think there are any, well, there's chi and in. But opponent's got to play that right now, or that spot's going to go. I am light on vowels, but I do have one, and I have the blank. I don't have a bingo with this rack. Wow, Q and V to come, but everything else bingo-y. And just 1 point between us in terms of score. IO takes an N, but there aren't any plays which end XN. 5 tiles in the bag. Any super hot X spots on the board? I have ducks in column 14. What about a play at the bottom? Not seeing one. I'm really hampered by the lack of vowels. I have ducks in column 13. Interesting. Well, is the Q on opponent's rack or is it in the unseen pool? And if it's in the unseen pool, opponent may draw it, or it may be a tile that I draw. But just 1 point between us. I wasn't expecting it to be this close a while back, immediately after opponent played reusing. But here we go. Bingos make all the difference. Ducks is going to be a handy score if that remains available. 6 minutes on my clock, 10 on opponents. And I haven't seen many X spots, just this column 13 one, but that may well go. And if it goes, what do I do? I guess I've got column 14 at the top, Mu and Axe. Yeah, so I've got a 40-point X play, retaining the blank regardless of what opponent does. So I think opponent's route to victory is bingoing this turn or next, and he may well do that. But if he doesn't bingo, I think it's going to be jolly close. And he doesn't. Interesting. And my X spot remains available. Wow, opponent's drawn 4 out of 5 tiles. And the Q was 1 of the 5 tiles. There's an 80% chance opponent has the Q on his rack. He's blocked the best Q spot. He does have an I, so he's got chi and cheese in column 14. What I've got is this. Dex for 43. Drawing 1 tile, not guaranteed to go out with this at all. What if I block opponent's Q spot at the top? Ducks for 39. Now what's opponent going to do with his Q? He's probably got the I, he may have the S. Otarine does not take an S. 39 points is going to take me to 395. I'll lead by 2, and I will have 5 tiles on my rack. What if the cue is in the bag? That would be painful, and I think I'll lose the game. I'll be able to play the cue, but for a very miserly score. 4 minutes on my clock. Is there something really good I am missing? Something which maybe plays the N? Wow. And if the cue is in the bag, I think opponents could well be bingoing. He's got Gasolier through the A if the cue is in the bag, which Dex doesn't block. But what about a play in column 15, burning the blank? I don't think Extol plays there, sadly not. No, nothing with, well, just nothing. I've only got a dunk retaining the X, which I don't want to do. Well, yeah, given how close we are, I think I have to block opponent's best cue spot, which is at the top. So, ducks for 39. And I draw the cue. Wretched, wretched game and bag. And opponent's got Gasolier in column 11. Deary me, I was not expecting to see that. Yeah, there we go, Railages. Okay. And the final score. 395 for me, 491 for opponent, a winning margin of 96 points, so well done to opponent. Let's see what I missed. Wow, what a game. And what a finish. What would have happened if the cue had not been in the bag? So here we go. Opponent to go first. Plays Blight. And I play Ritz for 33. And I like that. Ditz retains duplicate R. However, Ditz does also avoid the front hook, and double R isn't terrible, so that play does have merit. Nice play by opponent for 42. And now I go through a phase where I'm dry on vowels. So I play Harp for 27. Yeah, Garth, an interesting option, 2 fewer points, but 2 consonants rather than 3, and splitting up D and G. Now, fantastic rack for opponent, has a choice of bingos. And, wow, very slim pickings here. I thought there would be more with the K. So I play Auk for 18. Doesn't make this list, but only 4 more points on offer. And many of these, all of these plays retain the U apart from Duke for the same score, so I think Auk is fine. Wow, missed bingo by opponent. Plays Mackie, could have played mini 8s, I1 through the T of Fritz, and Simazine through the Z. Well, both pretty tricky to see. But look at this, I have B gifted, and I very nearly missed that. So just 2 points between us, and I think the game stays close for the remainder of the game. Opponent plays Muir. Zhao and Joy A14. Yeah, I didn't want to put a J next to a triple word square, so I play Joy for only 5 more points, but giving very little away. Wow, missed bingo. Esnaces, difficult one to see. Playable 8H. Down from the E of Blight, and N4 across from the E of Be Gifted. But opponent didn't play that, played Dices. And I play a down for 33, but J2. Wow, Wanna was playable in the same column, getting the W tripled for 46 points. So that would have been a better play. Well done if you spotted that. Opponent's rack, pretty nice, plays Rhea for 39, and I trail by 20. I play Alvine for 27. Wow, and that was the highest scoring play. Nice rack for opponent. and bingos with reusing. And I thought my game was run here. I trail by a bingo and I've got a very non-bingo Iraq. But I play wood for a decent score. Opponent plays pie for 20. And this was a very interesting spot. I play cat in column 14, but with 2 eyes unseen and a blank, and a duplicate N in the rack leave. I didn't particularly like that. E14, yeah, trank, although 18 points is better than changing, I think, in terms of score and rack leave. Anta is pretty good. Trank is opening up good scoring spots in column 15, so regardless of score and rack leave, I don't like trank, and everything else retains the cue, so I still like my play. Opponent plays double E, does have Sea Blight for 30 in H1, but I think, well, yeah, I think double E probably better. That's a nice rack leave. And now here we go. I have some hope. Gosh, there is a 9-letter play. Operation. Wow. Wow, would that have made the difference between winning and losing? 9 more points. Operation. Ouch. Okay, so I play Oterine. No bingo for opponent, but is able to score 36 points. And just wondering if he would have had a similar play if I'd played Operation. Not sure. Anyway, I trail by 40, 1 tile in the bag. Thought about decks in column 14, wanted to block opponent's Q score in column 14. I'm just thinking if opponent did have the Q and I had the blank, then if he played GI, I might have been able to play a word beginning with I in column 15. Okay, well, that scenario didn't eventuate, so I played ducks. Opponent has a choice of bingos and ends the game. So, absolutely fascinating game, very, very close throughout. Opponent moved into the lead with reusing, but I came back with wood for 40 points and then got a bingo down in Oterine, so it was absolutely neck and neck going into the end. Opponent drew 4 of the 5 tiles and left the Q in the bag, and if the Q had been one of the 4 he'd drawn, then the outcome may have been different, but it wasn't to be. I drew the Q and opponent bingoed out, and that's just the way it goes. So many congratulations to opponent on his victory. I hope you enjoyed watching that game. Like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.